The magnificent Peter Mokaba Stadium in the Limpopo capital of Polokwane is the venue for this afternoon's match in the Total Energies CAF Champions League. It's a match in Group D, a rematch that is more than 30 years in the making. That is right. Kaizer Chiefs face Zamalek Sports Club of Egypt, as we bid you good afternoon from the Peter Mokaba Stadium here in Polokwane. Well, what an occasion it is. It's a battle of North versus South, or South versus North if you prefer. For the second week in a row, the Peter Mokaba Stadium is hosting a match in the CAF Confederation Cup. And once again, this is another matchup between the South African side and North African opponents. Of course, they've already faced Al Masry of Kaizer Chiefs in Egypt. They're facing two Egyptian sides in this Group D, and they've suffered defeat in their opening match, which makes this one something of a must-win game, even though it's still early days yet. It's only match day 2. Brian Mate, a man who once wore the black and gold of Kaizer Chiefs, or the gold and black of Kaizer Chiefs, sits alongside me this afternoon. He is a man who has a first-hand knowledge of that occasion back in 1993 when these sides met in what was then known as the Cup of African Club Champions, which was the forerunner to the CAF Champions League. Brian Mate, good afternoon to you. Yes, it's a special occasion, one that will have you reminiscing to days gone by, as you were the guys that were the pioneers, the ones who opened the path really for South Africa to enter club competition on the continent.
I'm imagining Lucas Hadebe watching this. He's got a penalty when we play the KC's team. I'm imagining Team Apike, Katna Ale, just to name a few players that were part of the entourage that went to Egypt to play against Zamalek. What an atmosphere, tricky opponent to face. The fans are not making it easy, but I think because of their playing away from home, Kaizer Chiefs will dominate in terms of the fan base, and that's the advantage they've got to take off. To take the Chiefs players. The occasion is good. The venue itself, I can tell you, 70% of the people of Limpopo favors Kaizer Chiefs. So I expect a good turnout. I expect good football. The pitch well manicured for such an occasion, and quality football. Looking forward to it.
Well, here are the players and match officials ready to make their way out onto the field for this crunch encounter. It's a match of great importance. Zamalek, who got off to a winning start on match day 1, will be looking to build on that this afternoon, and just to give themselves a breathing room, and of course, more importantly, to keep up with Al Masry, their countrymen, who have made it 2 wins in 2 matches after they won their match against Zesco by 3-2. It was an away from home, and now it's a 5-goal thriller. League will be looking to make it 2 out of 2 as well, and to keep touch with their countrymen in the group. For Kaizer Chiefs, really it is about avoiding falling too far behind. If they were to lose here, they'll find themselves 6 points behind the leaders and on 0 points. So it is so important. Last week's performance was I think there would have been a lot of positive the Chiefs would have taken out of that game, Brian Mate, but they let themselves down badly in that game, conceding late on after working so hard to get themselves back in the game.
You're absolutely right. This sort of competition, I always say, there's lots of youngsters, the Chiefs. Every mistakes that they've made should become experience that they need to be able to apply. And of course, this is a young team, and they need experienced players to be able to guide them. The likes of Serino is very vital, having been exposed to this kind of atmosphere or stage at Mamelodi Sundowns. So they will need a lot of guidance, and character is built out of playing against the best, and that's what they are up against. But sometimes, you know, you can't beat the best. The occasion is there, the support is there for Chiefs. They're playing at home. They should take advantage of it.
magnificent Peter Mugaba Stadium, a 45,000 capacity stadium, a 45,000 seater stadium, but we believe that we are expecting a crowd of just over 20,000. That's the number of tickets that have been sold, as Inacio Miguel there exchanges pleasantries with his countryman Chico Banza. That's the both Angolan internationals. And as the teams make their way out onto the field, it is a side that is Zamalek, who have won the CAF Confederation Cup on 2 occasions. They are 5-time winners in the past of the CAF Champions League. Kaizer Chiefs, in as far as continental honors are concerned, they were of course the winners of what was the Cup Winners' Cup, or the Mandela Cup as it was known back then. They won that back in 2001. That's still their only success in continental competition. So now is as good a time as any to try and put that right. Now this pitch is always one of the best in the country, perfectly manicured, as you can see from a rather high vantage point, but traditionally this Peter Mugaba surface is one of, if not the best in the country. So there will be no excuses at all here. As I said, the Kaizer Chiefs will be looking to put things right from what happened last week when they held their own against Al Masri, and then very late on a moment of panic saw them lose the points. All right, let's talk team news then. 2 changes from that side that lost to Al Masri. Lebohang Mabuye comes into midfield in place of Tabotlele. Gaston Serino returns to the side to add his experience in continental football and his guile and skill, of course, and creativity. He is included, while Ashley Dupree is the player that drops out of the starting 11. Thoughts on that lineup, Brian Martin?
It's a very balanced lineup, a lot of speed on the wings, but of course if you have an Egodaro that leads the front line, that becomes important to get the supply. But it's in defense where they've got to be very much organized, Kaizer Chiefs.
Our match referees is Samuel Uikonda from Rwanda. The 38-year-old takes charge of his first match in continental club competition, so it's a big occasion for him. He's assisted by his countrymen Udome Mutuimana and Didier Ishimwe. Fourth official is Rurisa Fidel. Our match commissioner hails from the Seychelles, Mr. Simon George. Brandon Peterson wears the captain's armband for Kaizer Chiefs this afternoon, while Umar Jabel captains the White Knights, as Zamalek are known. What about their lineup? They have made a total of 3 changes, including a change in goalkeeper. Mohamed Sobi comes in for Mohamed Awad. Mohamed Kotob is included in the defense this afternoon, and Chico Banza, the Angolan international, gets a start up front. Chico Banza, you look out for him. He is an attacker, in midfield attacker. So that is how they line up, and a very aggressive looking approach. Although if you look at that defense, Brand Matter going with a back 5, they will be a cautious approach by the looks of things from the visitors.
Absolutely. They would have studied the tapes of Chiefs, realizing the speed they have on the wings, so that's why they'll be playing with 5. But it's also a 5 that when you attack, you can add a number into that midfield to consolidate, and that's pretty much a balance, and it shows the experience of playing away from home, where you've got to consolidate at the back and then you slowly venture forward, and that to me shows a lot of experience in terms of the approach when they're playing at home, Zamalek.
So there you go then. That is team news for you then. Well, Zamalek have lost one of their last 8 games in all competitions. The most recent, that one defeat, having been one that will sting, of course, and stings the most against their great rivals Al Ahly